Hey everybody, I asked all of you to vote on which X-Shot blaster to review next. We had the Fury X Pro, we had the Clip-Mania, which look at all that stuff it comes with. But in the end, even though the Ranger and the Clip-Mania blaster were neck and neck, it turns out I don't have fresh AA batteries. So guess what? Ranger wins even though the numbers were close. And that's okay because I do love a blaster that I just know any kid would be thrilled to get. Look at how big this is. If you're a kid or a big kid at heart like me, this is going to give you super sniper vibes. And you know what? At the same time, it's going to be easy to use no matter what your age is because it has a cylinder. It's actually not that different from the X-Shot calibers that I reviewed not too long ago. Link up there. It's kind of a similar blaster in a much bigger form factor. Let's get this out of the box so I can do some sniping. Okay, this blaster looks pretty cool to hold. Look how long this blaster is. This has a really cool adult size even. The scope is kind of fun. We have Picatinny rail up here, which I think is really neat if we wanted to put other optics on. Maybe I want to put this little hollow sight on. I can. I love that this is more standardized for attachments, and we have lots of rail under here too for a foregrip. This comes with 24 of the air pocket darts, which are a pretty decent dart, and 24 is a pretty good number. We have dart storage back here for 8. I don't mind dart storage on blasters like this that are front loading or use a cylinder. I think this blaster looks really, really cool. I like the darts that it uses. The performance seems, you know, what we would expect from X-Shot. That really long barrel, probably not doing it any favors. I'll show you a few shots downrange. Easy to load. Let's take some shots at that bracket on my garage door. What a fancy target. And some slamfire. Slamfire one-handed. Not so accurate. For me, this blaster is all about the feeling it invokes. This is the ultimate uncle surprise gift. Well, for an uncle, sure. Or for a niece or nephew, show up to your Nerf battle, gift them one of these, and their eyes are going to be saucers. When you get right down to it, woo, there's all sorts of quality things that unfortunately are the one big negative of X-Shot. This blaster is light. Now that's good as far as kids using it, but this blaster, I can definitely squeeze the plastic on this one. I could see someone falling and breaking something on this. It's light. It feels not very substantial for how big it is. It would actually kind of be cool to mod this and put some putty and stuff inside it just to make it feel heavier. It feels too light for the size of it. The sight on it is, you know, sights in foam flinging are kind of just for show unless you're going really heavy into the modding. But when I look down the barrel, I can see through it, but I just see a lot of empty, unfinished insides of a scope. Now the scope does look cool. And I think it might be the same scope that came with the Insanity Ragefire. You know what? It's very, 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 very close. Do I have my scope on backwards? I don't know. I can't remember. And I've thrown the box too far away. You guys will tell me. Priming this blaster feels pretty good. No big complaints there. I'm gonna run this over the chronograph. I'm gonna guess that we're in the mid 80s. So let's see. 86, 90, 86. So this blaster has a lot of pop. I'm not gonna say anything really too bad about it for the money. I've seen a few people comparing it to the Eaglepoint, which is pretty natural. The Eaglepoint has the same priming mechanism, basically. It's a cylinder blaster. I would prefer this to the Eaglepoint. It's a lot bigger. It looks cooler. It's way more powerful. The Eaglepoint is definitely hitting 70 FPS if you're lucky. So this is like 20 FPS. Oh, a print's done. This is like 20 FPS more than that. Here's the only thing. Years and years from now, the chances of this blaster surviving in the long run are pretty slim. I think that's always my big problem with X-Shot is I just wish we had a little bit more money into these shells. And I know that's their whole thing. They come in for really good prices, really cheap, and they make really cool products. It just, I'm always worried about the longevity. You've seen the FPS, you've seen me fire down range, you've seen how big this blaster is to an adult human. I bet you someone like Al the Geek could paint something like this up really, really nice. And it's got a nice big long Picatinny that if you wanted to do HVZ with this, you could put a cool master key on it. You know, 8 rounds isn't the most, but if you're just out there having fun, very, very usable. You can feel like a sniper doing it. I would absolutely use this in like a community Nerf war or a stock battle for sure. I'm more of a flywheel and pistol guy when it comes to actually playing on those occasions where I'm actually trying to be practical. To me, this is about fun and kid appeal. And I think it has a lot of that. And a lot of adult appeal too. I mean, as soon as I saw the silhouette of this, even though I'm not typically a Springer guy, especially a stock Springer guy, I was kind of hooked and I had to have one. Now, these have been a little bit hard to find, weirdly. The only place I could get one here in Canada was at Toys R Us. So hopefully you can have a little bit of an easier time in the US. There's not much more to say. This blaster doesn't break any new ground. It's just big and it's a cool toy. So let me know what you think. We're going to be talking about the Insanity Series Clip-Mania up next. Thanks for your patience on that. And until next time, I'll be here sniping. Oh, does it have slamfire? It does have slamfire. That actually felt kind of cool to do. I like it. Just be careful you don't break it.